Good afternoon, friends. I am Parsuram Sukla, Training Associate Economics, KVS ZIT Bhubaneswar. I am here with you all to take a session on national income and related aggregates. This is the Unit 1 of Class 12 Economics. The Unit 1 of Class 12 Economics covers the syllabus as follows. What is macroeconomics? Basic concepts in macroeconomics, circular flow of income, aggregates related to national income, real and nominal GDP, GDP and welfare. Outline for this unit. The unit carries weightage of 10 marks in the board examination. The entire units have been divided into 10 chapters. Chapter 1, which I will discuss today in this session. What is macroeconomics? Basic concepts in macroeconomics includes consumption goods, capital goods, final goods, intermediate goods, stocks and flows, gross investment and depreciation. The learning objective for this video lesson. At the end of this video, you will be able to state the meaning of macroeconomics, differentiate between micro and macroeconomics, state the meaning and classify the goods as consumption goods, capital goods, final goods and intermediate goods, state the meaning and difference of stocks and flows, state the concepts of gross investment and depreciation. Meaning of macroeconomics. It is the branch of economics which studies economic activities, issues and economic principles at the level of economy as a whole. In other words, you can say it is the study of aggregates in the economic system. Examples of some macroeconomic variables: aggregate demand, aggregate supply, national income, unemployment problem. The subjects studied in macroeconomics: income and employment determination, problems related to economic growth, unemployment problem in the economy, problem of inflation, balance of payments and foreign exchange, government budget and economy, money and banking. Branches of economics. Economics has two branches, microeconomics and macroeconomics. You have already studied microeconomics in class 11. In this class 12, you will study about the macroeconomics. The comparisons or the differences between microeconomics and macroeconomics for your understanding. It is microeconomics. It is the study of individual economic unit. Macroeconomics. It is the study of economy as a whole, or you can say it is the study of aggregates in the economic system. In microeconomics, it deals with central problems of allocation of resources and related principles and policies. Macroeconomics, its central problems are determination of level of income and employment and related principles and policies. Microeconomics, the main instruments to study microeconomic problems are demand and supply. The main instruments to study macroeconomic problems are aggregate demand and aggregate supply. Microeconomics is also known as the price theory, whereas macroeconomics is also known as the theory of income and employment. Consumption goods. This is the first basic concepts of macroeconomics. In this chapter, the first concept in macroeconomics concepts, the basic concepts is consumption goods. In economics, a good is defined as any physical object, natural or man-made, or service rendered that could command a price in the market. These are goods which are used by the people for satisfying their wants. Examples: cars, television sets, bread, furniture, air conditioners, etc. Classification of consumption goods. Classification of consumption goods. First classification in the consumption goods is durable consumer goods. These goods can be used for several years. They are high value goods. Examples: cars, refrigerators, television sets, etc. The second type of consumption goods is semi-durable goods. These goods have an expected lifetime of use of 1 year or slightly more. They are not of relatively great value. Examples: clothes, furniture, crockery, electric goods, etc. The third type of consumption goods is non-durable goods. Goods which are used only once. They lose their identity in a single act of consumption. Examples: food grains, milk and milk products, etc. The fourth type of consumption goods is services. Services are non-material goods which satisfy the human wants directly. They cannot be seen and touched. You cannot see the service or you cannot touch the service. Rather, you can realize and satisfy your wants. Examples: all kinds of services. Here I have taken medical care, transport communication, etc. for simplification and as an example. Producer goods, meaning the producer goods refer to those goods which are used in process of production of goods and services. Producer goods may further be classified into two categories: intermediate goods and capital goods. Intermediate goods refer to non-durable goods which are used by the producers as secondary inputs during the manufacturing process, for example, use of electricity, office stationery, etc. Or intermediate goods are for resale in the same year. Capital goods. These are the goods which are used to produce other goods and services. These goods are not meant for resale in the market and hence are final investment goods. Factory building, machines, office furnitures are examples of capital goods. Like intermediate goods, capital goods themselves don't get transformed in the production process. They are thus also final goods, yet they are not final goods to be ultimately consumed, because these goods are capital goods and they go into the production process to produce other goods and they remain in the production process for further production as well. Therefore, the machines, for example, the machines is a capital good. Why it is a capital good? Because it is used for further production and it is helping in the production of other goods. It doesn't lose its identity after the production process is over. Remember, all capital goods are producer goods, but all producer goods are not capital goods. Capital goods are one form of producer goods. Comparison or differences between the intermediate goods and final goods. Intermediate goods used as raw materials for further production are for resale, remain within the production boundary, not included in the estimation of national income or product. This is very important to remember. Intermediate goods are not included in the estimation of national income and national product because they are not finished product. They are under process. They are within the production boundary. Final goods used for final consumption and investment. They are not for resale, remains outside the production boundary, and they are included in the estimation of national income or national product. Stocks and flows. The concepts of stock and flow are used frequently in macroeconomics. Some macro variables relate to stock while others relate to flow. Therefore, it is important to understand their meaning so that variables can be categorized as stock or flow. Stocks. Stocks variable refers to that variable which is measured at a particular point of time. For example, stock of goods in the store as on 31st January 2020. It means stock variables are not time dimensional. Some more examples of stock variables: national wealth, national capital, money supply, etc. Flow variables. Flow variables refer to that variable which is measured over a period of time. For example, production of goods during January 2020, birth rate in the year 2019, national income in the year 2019 are flow variables. The period of time could be a week, could be a day, could be a week or a year, etc. It means flow variables are time dimensional as they are measured over a period of time. It means flow variables are time dimensional as they are measured for a period of time. Examples for better clarity of stock and flow. The amount of water in tank is a stock as it is the stock of water quantity at a given point of time. On the other hand, water entering into the tank from a tap is a flow as it is the quantity of water being added to the tank per unit of time. The total number of houses as on December 31, 2019 is a stock concept, while the number of houses constructed during the year 2019 is a flow variable. Stocks and flows in a tabular form to help you in understanding the stocks and flow concepts in detail. Stock variables are measured at a particular point of time. Flow variables are measured over a period of time. Stocks, it doesn't have a time dimension. Flows, it has a time dimension as its magnitude can be measured over a period of time. Examples of stock variable: capital stock, inventory, wealth on a particular day. Examples of flow variable: capital formation during a year, change in stock, national income during a year. Stock is a static concept, flow is a dynamic concept. Then the next concept is gross investment, net investment and depreciation. Investment or capital formation refers to addition to capital stock of an economy in a given period. For example, construction of building, purchase of machinery, addition to inventories of goods, etc. Investment can be looked at in two forms: gross investment and net investment. Gross investment the total addition made to the capital stock of economy in a given period is termed as gross investment. Capital stock consists of fixed asset and unsold stock during the accounting year. The gross investment does not indicate the actual change in economy's stock of productive assets for a given year. During the production process, some amount of fixed capital is used up. This loss of fixed capital is known as depreciation. Net investment. The actual addition made to the capital stock of economy in a given period is termed as net investment. Net investment is otherwise understood in this mathematical formula. Net investment is equal to gross investment minus depreciation. Depreciation or consumption of fixed capital. The other name of depreciation is consumption of fixed capital. It refers to a fall in the value of fixed assets due to normal wear and tear, passage of time, or expected obsolescence, that is change in technology. The concept of depreciation is very important to differentiate between gross value and net value. Gross value mathematically is equal to net value plus depreciation. Depreciation is also known as current replacement cost of fixed capital, that is consumption of fixed capital, and capital consumption allowance. Depreciation of assets. It is mainly due to three reasons: normal wear and tear. Continuous use of fixed assets in production process decreases their productive capacity, that is the productive capacity of the fixed assets goes down due to normal wear and tear of fixed assets because of the continuous use in the production process. Then number two, passage of time. Value of fixed assets also decreases with the passage of time, even if they are not being put to use in the business. Natural factors like rain, winds, etc. contribute to fall in their value. Then expected obsolescence. Value of fixed assets also decreases due to expected obsolescence, that is loss in the value due to change in technology or change in demand for goods and services. Some questions for your assignment. Name the branches of economics. What do you mean by macroeconomics? Which of the following are included in national income estimation? Stocks, flows, intermediate goods, final goods. Means out of these four, which are included in the national income estimation? Define capital goods. What do you mean by intermediate goods? How to find net investment when gross investment and depreciation is given? I hope you have noted these questions in your notebook, and for finding the answers to these questions you may refer to my presentation in the session given to you just in my lesson chapter 1. Thank you very much for watching my video. Please give your valuable feedback to the mail ID Parsuram Shukla, parsuram.shukla@gmail.com. My telephone number is 99386 49454. See you all with my next video on chapter 2. So in chapter 2, some more basic concepts of macroeconomics related to national income and related aggregates will be discussed. Till then, goodbye. See you in my next video, which will be coming up very soon in my presentation. Thank you once again.